In this video, I will go over how to create a simple house. Probably won't be as simple actually, but anyways, to start off, I'm going to use a cube, and there's multiple ways of doing it. You can just do something like this, where you create the walls, and then duplicate them, rotate them, and connect them. That's fine, you can do it that way. I will keep it as simple as I can, even though it may not be that simple. But anyways, here I made this a little bit bigger, just because I'm not trying to be proportioned to a house or anything like that, but I want to be able to bring in objects that I've done in the past and put them in here. But anyways, you can always resize them afterwards anyways. So here I have this, and what I'm going to do is I want to hollow this out. Now in the new version, it does give me this option to hollow. It's fine. Haven't really tried it. Kind of takes a while. So here's the thickness and all that stuff. But I'm going to cancel that. I don't want to play with that. Like I said, I've not tried it much, so I don't know how it's going to work well or not. But anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract from within. But I'll show you basically. So here's my cube. Go to Object, duplicate that, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this over here. There it is. It's snapped. So with that done, I am going to move this up a little bit just to make sure that it's in there. So it is in here, and the next thing I'm going to do is I actually will move it up a little bit, and I'm going to scale it so that I can see it, and basically you'll see. So here I scaled it. I'm going to move it back up a little bit so you can see better. So this, let me actually do this. I'm going to paint, whoops, color, we'll do a blue. Oh, does it do both? Okay, no, just one. Okay, so whatever is blue, that is going to cut out the green cube. So I know that this is the exact same size as this, and I moved it up just a little bit, so I have this much of a gap down here. Now if I want a floor, then I can leave it like that, or I can always add one. Like I said, I'm going to keep it simple, so all I'm going to do is I'm not going to care about the floor, so I am just going to stretch it down. So just like before, here I have this. It's going to cut all the way through, but it's going to keep my walls. Now all I got to do is make sure how thick I want these walls to be. That's a little too thick. Make sure not to make it too thin, because then you run the risk of having very thin walls. So something like this is fine, and all I'm going to do is go to Edit, Subtract, and there we go. So now I have this. The next thing is, let's say I was going to create a door. So to create a door, I'm going to do, I'll just do a cylinder. Actually, no, I'm not going to do a cylinder. I'll do a cube. I don't like that it goes in there. Whoops. I can always move the house out of there, which I probably will. So there's that. Here's this. Let me move it down here. There we go. So here is what's going to be my door. And what I'm going to do is I want to actually stretch or squish that in like that. Scale this up. Scale that up like that. And if I wanted to have some form of like a little arch here, I would have to use one of these other objects. But I'm going to keep it simple for now. So I'm going to stick with a blocky door, or I guess a regular door. So what I'm going to do is this. Here's my door, and of course it's got to go all the way through like so. So what I'm going to do is there's that, and what I'm going to do first is actually duplicate this, and I'm going to rescale this back to like a normal size door. But anyways, here's this door. It's the exact same one as this one, except this one's, whoops, stretched. And now I'm just going to edit, subtract. So there's that. And that's looking like a weird glitch. I have no idea what happened. Let's see. Color. Hopefully it has nothing to do with the color. But anyways, here's this. Maybe move this out a little bit more. There's that. What I'm going to do is actually, I will stretch this out just a little bit down. And then go back to subtract. And there we go. I don't know what the problem was before. It might have something to do with the color being different from before. But it worked this time. So just trial and error basically. Anyways, so here I have my door, and because I duplicated from the exact same thing that I subtracted it from, well, it fits easily. So there's my door, and if I want, I can go ahead and say, let's make a door handle. So there's that. So here's my cylinder, and I'm going to bring in my sphere, and what I can do is click and hold on sphere, drag it on top of this, let go, and it automatically places the object there. Now that I have that there, saved me like maybe 5 seconds. But here I can scale this up, move that there, and that's it. Of course I can go over here, maybe scale that, or I mean stretch it up more. So this is my door handle, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint this yellow, I guess. There we go. And because I'm pretty much done with this, I just want to group them together. So what that means is when I click on one thing, it selects everything that was grouped. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate this direction, type in 90, and then move this like so. Let's see. Make sure to put it on the right side of the door, unless, I mean, I don't think it matters. So there's that, something like that. So now that I have that, I'm going to click on that one, click on this, group that together. I'm not going to bother with the color of the door, but anyways, there's that. I'm just going to move this in here, and just to be fancy, I'm going to rotate this, something like that, and then move this out, move that in, something like that. Not trying to be too exact. Anyways, there's that. So then, two more things. I'm going to get a cube, and I'll scale this up, something like that. Stretch it that way, stretch it this way, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically make windows out of this. I'm not going to be exact, just doing something, adding some form of design to this, I guess. I don't know. So there's that, and to finish it, I'm going to add a wedge. Wedges kind of have that roof look anyways, so why not? So I'm going to scale this up. I mean, if I knew beforehand, I could have just copied this number to whatever was at this cube was changed to, and I could have just used that number to scale it the same size, but that's fine. Whoops. Just going to move it over here, and it's a little bit smaller, so I can always just scale it a little bit more. And it's a roof, so it's okay to have it hang over a little bit. So something like that. I'm pretty sure that this should be rotated this way. So 70, something like that. And I can add some of this stuff up here, like a rounded window, things like that. Maybe do like a mailbox, do like a garage next to it, things like that. Things that can be found around the house. But yeah, so here I have this house, and I'm just gonna make sure to save this. Give it a simple name, I guess. So with that saved, what I also want to do actually is go to Add, go to Insert, go to Add. I'm just going to bring my chair from before and just load it inside, and I can go ahead and scale this, and I can just move that in here, and okay, cool, now I have my chair inside here. Obviously it's not proportionate, but you can do a lot of stuff basically. So yeah, that's how you do a house. Oh, and to print this out, I'd recommend just having these things separate. So maybe, let me deselect all, maybe have this door be laying flat, so that's a separate object. Another big thing would be this, because the home is hollowed, it'd be kind of pointless to have it closed up, so you can just have this separate. So this would just print out like this, and this would print out like this, and you would save a ton of material because it's hollowed out like this. You would run into problems with the windows though. So if that's a big thing, you could slice it in half maybe. I mean, I would slice it in half basically and have something like, whoops, deselect all. I should turn off sticky selection, but whatever. So basically it would print out like this, where I'm going to ignore the top half of this house, but basically it would print out this floor and maybe half of this, and you wouldn't have any overhangs because it's just going up and down. Nothing else is hanging over. This would be gone. I should probably just, I don't know,